2 days away from that European Supercup final between Real Madrid and Atalanta. That's going to kickstart the season for both teams. And let's go ahead and break down Atalanta. And it's a video that you definitely won't want to miss. Without further ado, let's get started. What's up, guys? Welcome back to El Merengue Culé. Today, we're not only going to be breaking down Atalanta, getting everyone prepared for that Super Cup final, but also I'm going to be introducing the new twist that we're going to be adding into this season, which involves, a little bit of fun. Let's just put it like that. But you're going to have to stay till the end of the video to hear what that's going to be. So let's go ahead and get started. Breaking down Atalanta, an Atalanta team that had an amazing season last year, right? Their Europa League was phenomenal, and let's not forget what they did, beating Liverpool, the biggest, in my opinion, of the rivals at that time. Not just beating them, but beating them 3-0 in Anfield, in Liverpool's own stadium, and that came with 2 goals from Scamacca, the Italian striker. And so that's when I remember when that game happened, and I was like, okay, Atalanta, that was a little interesting. Okay, let's see what they can do now. They come up against Marseille, usually another one of the top French teams. And what happens? Boom, 3-0. Aubameyang gone. So at that point, I was like, all right, yeah, Atalanta is serious. That win got them the ticket into the final game. They showed up in the final of the Europa League against none other than Bayer Leverkusen, Xabi Alonso's fucking magisterial team from last season, undefeated in all games last year. Tell me a team that can easily do that. Not even Real Madrid, not even Manchester City, not Bayern Munich, not Barcelona, none of the big teams have done that in who knows, how long, really ever. And Atalanta comes in there and just beats Bayer Leverkusen, and doesn't just beat them, stomps on their face, beating them 3-0 with a hat-trick from Lookman, one of their forwards. And that secured Atalanta's magical Europa League, destroying Bayer Leverkusen and Xabi Alonso's hopes of going undefeated for a whole season, winning all 3 titles. It just shattered dreams, essentially. I was hoping the Bayer Leverkusen were going to win. And so let's kind of break down Atalanta's lineup. They play with 5 in the back, with those outside backs, just really working those wings. 5 in the back, and then 2 midfielders, and then 2 kind of attacking mids down the middle with a front striker. The main players here are Scamacca is their striker, and we'll talk a little bit more about him. I know. Scamacca is their main striker, not just their main striker, but their top scorer last season, scoring 12 goals and getting 6 assists. Their main guy, Scamacca. As their center attacking mids, they have Lookman and Degetilier. Okay, Degetilier, I believe, used to play for AC Milan. He's from Belgium. And then Lookman is Nigerian. He's the guy that scored that hat-trick in the Europa League final. In the midfielder, they have Koopmeiners, or I'm talking about the lineup that won the Europa League final, right? Koopmeiners and then Ederson from Brazil. So pretty solid players. I saw Ederson play a couple games here in Copa America. Didn't look too bad. And then I'm not going to go over their defense, but just know that they play with those outside backs. So, as I mentioned, Scamacca was their top goal scorer with 12 goals. Koopmeiners, the center mid, was the second top scorer with 12 goals as well, but just less assists. He only had 5 assists, whereas Scamacca had 6 assists. And then we look at Lookman. He was their third top goal scorer with 11 goals. Remember, 3 of those were in the Europa League final, and 7 assists. Aside from that, Degetilier was the 4th one with 10 goals and 8 assists. So let's go ahead and fast forward to their preseason. Okay, they've played 3 preseason games, similar to Real Madrid. However, the main advantage that Atalanta have is that they didn't really have that many players that went to the Euros, that went far in the Euros. Therefore, they've already had their starter team a little more well-oiled than maybe Real Madrid does coming into this final. Their first friendly was against AZ Alkmaar, and that ended up in a tie 2-2, where Lookman and Degetilier scored for Atalanta, Both were part of their top 4 scorers. But they went on to play Parma in their second game, another Italian team, and go on and lose 4-1. I mean, I know it's a friendly, I know, but going out there to Parma, who is a weaker Italian team, and losing by 3 goals, getting scored on 4 times, even if it's a friendly, is never a good indication at all. And that is, once again, playing with most of their squad already. So in that game, Lookman, just like in the first game, went ahead and scored again. So he's definitely, their most in-form attacker. However, here is the key piece of information. Scamacca, Atalanta's starting striker, the guy that scored 12 goals and scored 2 against Liverpool last year, tore his ACL. And that in itself is a huge blow for Atalanta. And we go on and look at their third and final friendly game against St. Pauli, and they went on and lost it 3-0. Another game losing by 3 goals, and just overall not looking good. In terms of transfers, they did bring in some players, the main one being Zaniolo. You guys remember him. He played at Roma. He played at, just now Galatasaray, but he also played with another team that I'm blanking out on. Italian center mid, however, now he just recently got injured with tendonitis, so he's going to be out. And they brought in Godfrey, the center back from Everton, and Sulemana, and then another guy, Retegi. I don't know much about these guys, but they're not that big of names, okay? Nothing to, in my opinion, be worried about. But here is another piece of information that would worry me if I was an Atalanta fan, and that is that their center mid, their second top goal scorer of last season, Cooper Miners, is not going to be playing in this game. And why? That is because he's trying to force a transfer to Juventus for this upcoming season. So there you have their 2 top goal scorers, Scamacca and Coop Miners. 24 goals in total for Atalanta last season out of this game. So their attacking firepower is definitely looking a lot weaker than it would have last season, obviously. Lookman obviously being a little more informed, but still, I mean, their attack just really poses some questions. Whereas if I look at Real Madrid's side, even though they don't have all of their players well-oiled, we had 8 players return for the final trainings this past couple days that have not participated in any preseason matches, but all of these guys have been still working out on their own, staying in form. They may not have those minutes under their belt, but nonetheless, Real Madrid is going to make sure that they're coming into this game ready to go. And, I mean, when you look at Real Madrid's attack with Mbappe, with Vini, with Rodrigo, with Bellingham, their midfield, obviously, Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Valverde, their defense, Rudiger, Carvajal, Mendy, Lucas Vázquez, and then Courtois. It's hard for me to see Real Madrid losing this game. And not just losing this game, but not winning it by multiple goals. Which takes me to the final part of the video. What I was alluding to since the preseason games and since the beginning of this video, the little twist that we're going to be bringing on to this season, which is putting our money where our mouths are. I think it's safe to agree that Real Madrid is coming into the season with one of the best teams that has been seen in Europe for the past few years. Maybe could be as good as the previous Real Madrid team that had Bale, Ronaldo, and Benzema. Maybe not. But one thing is certain, I fully believe that Real Madrid coming into this year has one of the best squads that Europe has seen. And for that reason, we're going to be introducing some wagers into the season, putting our money where our mouth is. Let's see if Real Madrid is truly as dominant as we expected. People are out here saying that, it's not even fun with Real Madrid winning so much. Well, let's make it fun. And so for that reason, I am using betonline.ag, which is sponsored by La Liga, or they sponsor La Liga, either one. For La Liga, they actually have a lot more different things to wager. But however, for this specific match, we're going to be looking at just their spread, which has Real Madrid needing to win by more than a goal in order for it to hit. So 2-0, 3-1, 4-0, anything like that. And Real Madrid would win that wager. So that's exactly what we're going to be going for. We're going to be putting some money down for that one. you know, if you want to do the same, go for it. This is why I presented you all the facts beforehand. But yeah, I'm going to be pretty confident with Real Madrid. I want them to go out there to score some goals. I don't know if they can keep a clean sheet. However, it wouldn't even be the worst of ideas to potentially look into putting some wager down for Real Madrid, also keeping a clean sheet. A win and a clean sheet could also be a good combination. Looking into how Atalanta's offense is severely diminished. But with that being said, we're gonna have some live reactions to this match, which puts the stakes up a little more, brings up the emotions, and definitely makes it a video that you're not gonna want to miss. So with that being said, guys, make sure you hit the like button, thumbs up for this breakdown. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned something about it. Hopefully you're feeling more confident for Real Madrid coming into this match, or not, either one. Let me know what you think down in the comments for this match. Let me know if you yourself are putting down any wagers. And with that being said, make sure you hit the subscribe button. You're not gonna want to miss the live reactions to this match. And as always, a la Madrid.